our last speaker of the day from Thermo, appropriately, Stephane Houel, is going to tell us about the Ardia Platform, an open ecosystem for chromatography and mass spectrometry.
Here you go. Good. Thank you. So thank you. This is my first time at the Electric meeting, so I learned a lot in the last few days. So the goal today is just to take you to a new platform that we're building at Thermo called the Ardia Platform. And really, this is an open ecosystem. And we're focusing on chromatography and mass spectrometry. But obviously, when I say it's an open ecosystem, it's a journey. And we're just starting with it. So my name is Stephane Houel. I'm part of the project management team. And the partner is Mark Wessler, who is not here. I would love to have him here. He's part of the architecture team. So this is the agenda. I'm going to describe the Ardia platform. What's the goal of it? What's the core application? And then after that, I will go to the some features on the open platform. So really, the Thermo Scientific Ardia platform was launched in 2023. So it's a new platform, and it's already installed worldwide. And this is a software designed for scientists performing chromatography and mass spectrometry analysis, evolving with their needs, built on the latest software architecture and technology. This seems complicated, but we try just to show here that we're focusing on a specific market here, and we want to have the latest technology. To build that platform, we are focusing on 4 pillars: collaboration, productivity, deep insight, and security. And really, the main goal is to create a platform that will promote collaboration. To do that, we are going to bring data, people, instrument, all together in the same platform. We also want to enhance productivity. So by having all of the data in one place, all of the instruments, you will be able to manage your asset, you will be able to create some workflows, and that will help for productivity. Now that you have all of the data in one place, we also want you to get more insight from your data. And obviously, all of that needs to be done in a very secure environment, and you will have audit trail, you will have versioning, you will have archival, and you will have backup. The first layer that we're connecting our instruments. So at Thermo Fisher, we have in the chromatography and mass spectrometry, we have 2 major software for acquisition. We have Excalibur and we have Chromeleon. Both of them are connected to the Ardia platform. It means that when a user is acquiring data, they can automatically transfer the data to the Ardia platform. So from the acquisition on the PC, for Excalibur, for example, everything can be transferred. So now what it means that you will have the automation that we can start just to build. So we connected the instrument for acquisition, but we're also connecting our processing application. So Biopharma Finder, Protein Discover, and Compound Discover are connected. So now we're moving the data to a central place. But now from those applications, they can be connected to Ardia, and now the user can connect directly without having to move any data. So you don't need to have the famous USB or the hard drive just to move to another computer. Everything is centralized. So it's also a platform. So you could have several users wanting to use the same set of data. You could have several users looking at results. Now that we have our processing software, they're also connected, all of the results also move back to the Ardia platform. So you can imagine someone doing acquisition, they grab the data, they process, and the result doesn't look exactly how they want to have it. They can ping a colleague and say, could you look at those results? It looks like you just say the results are there, and the person can just, if they have the processing software, they can open it and just look at it. So this is what we mean by collaboration. So you are going to bring people together, and those people could be in different labs, or they could be in different parts of the world. The data is accessible to everybody. So now I wanted to give you a sense of how it looks. So this is the landing page of the Ardia platform. So you have really two parts. The top part is the core application, and the bottom part is the utilities. So we had some discussion this morning about the utilities you need on the platform. You need to be able to define the user, you need to define your IDP, you need to define your global city, etc. And we also have a auditorial viewer that is built from the ground up, and you can make like very fancy query already on the auditorial viewer. I'm going to focus a little bit more on the data explorer, data viewer, and instruments application. So the data explorer, so this is how it looks. So I think for most of us, it looks very familiar. It's a folder-based data explorer. And then you will have all of the raw data from experiment Chromeleon that are automatically uploaded. But if you want to manually upload any type of data on the Ardia platform, you can. On the settings on the global platform, you can define type of data you don't want to have. It's the user to decide. And then we have built-in versioning, access control, and we also have an auditorial per object. Now that you have all of the data in one place, you want to control who can see what. So on the Ardia platform, you can control at the role or the user level. And for each of them, you can also control what they're going to see. So we have read, write, read only, read, write, delete, and modify for administrator, and we have no access. I think I was one slide earlier on the screen. I talk about that slide, sorry. So also in the Data Explorer, we have a search function. So now I search like for trastuzumab in the Data Explorer, and it returns me folders, sequence, and injection. And it's also going to return me the file path. So if you start to think like when we start to have very complex Data Explorer and I'm looking for something specific and I know part of the name, I can very quickly search for it. Which is very useful because a lot of us spending time in the lab, I say, I know I did that acquisition, I cannot remember where it was, or more often, those results are somewhere. I really want to look at them. So this is very important. Obviously, in the back, we have a data catalog that I'm going to show a little bit later that helps us to do that. So also from the Data Explorer, you can have a shareable link. So you can just have a link that I can pass to someone, and if that person have the privilege to have access to the data, they will be able to click on it and go directly to the location in the folder. I think I'm off one slide, or I'm okay.
The slide on the left is the one you're.
Yeah, I know, but I just, okay. The data viewer. So we have all of the raw file on the platform, but also what we want to be able for the user just to be able to look at the raw file. Today, when you are in Excalibur, for example, you will open Freestyle. If you move your data somewhere else, you will not have a tool. You will have to download the file, open it on a computer where you have Freestyle, and just look at the file. On the Ardia platform, you don't need to download anything. You don't need to install any data viewer. It's part of the platform. So it really allows users to do some quality check on the file when it's acquired. How does it work? If you select the object, you will have the object picker. From the object picker, you can define the file you want to open. So in that case, it's a subunit analysis of Herceptin. And then here we are. You see use subunits. You can click and have the spectrum for each peak. You can do some integration, and it really gives you quality control of all of the raw files that are on the platform. The next application I want to talk about is instruments. So Earlier, I said like all of the instruments can be connected to the Ardia platform. When you click on instrument, you will have a global view of all of the instruments that are connected. You will have a life status of if they are acquiring data, what type of data, the name of the injection, the name of the sequence, how many more samples from the sequence that need to be acquired. You can have filters, you can add favorite. So it really gives you the view of all of them. Now, if you select on one of those cards, you will have a detailed view of the instrument, and you also have an electronic logbook. So we are automatically collecting events that we are going to auto-populate in the logbook. So you change the configuration, you have one LC in front of one mass spec, you will the LC somewhere else, we understand that, and we're going to recreate the logbook. You also have some events that you can enter manually. So here I say I'm going to enter a new entry. We auto-populate some of the entry that we know users are doing all the time. So you want to change the transfer ion tube. This is pre-populated. You can add a command, you can enter, attach a picture, you can do a lot of it. And all of those are just part of the Ardia platform. Now, I showed you what was in the Ardia Core 1.0. We are going to release at the end of the month a new version of the Ardia Core, and we'll have data insights. And data insight will be focused on instrument utilization. So yesterday, we already had some presentation of the benefits of instrument utilization, and then it's built in the next release of Ardia. So there's 3 different labs running under Excalibur and Chromeleon. And then each time those instruments are acting, we're collecting telemetry in real time. The type of telemetry we are collecting, it's the system ID, the name of the injection, the start and end of the injection, the volume injected, some of the event abort stop. We're also connecting the meta name, et cetera, et cetera. So now we have all of that information that we'll be able to display in the dashboard. So this is the landing page of the data insights. So here I took one of the templates, I duplicated it, and I'll create my own. And now this is what you will have. You will have a template, and I'm sorry, it's going to be very small for me to look at it. I may have to move. But here you have a set of filters. And those filters you will have. So you will have the system names, you will have the location, you will have the room, you will have the project, and you can filter with like all of those. Then if we look in the runtime by system name, you can have it per like minute, you can have it per percentage utilization, you can have it per shift. Full disclosure, those are not real instruments, those are simulated instruments. So if you look at some of the percentage utilization, it's not where it should be. So it just when the simulator was turned on and off. So those are not real instruments, those are just for us to practice. And then you can also, you could also have by like injection. And the injection, you can look by like system name, day of the week, per month, and you will have all of your injection. You could also drill down with like one system. So you said, I really want to drill on that system. You can just double click on it and you will have the information for that specific system. So those dashboards have a set of features that are coming like with templates, but obviously you can modify a lot of them. So you can have different, I presented everything in charts, but you can have grids, you can have tables, You can have the interactivity. By clicking on it, you are going to see specific information. You can customize the display. You can customize the location of the widget. You can do all of those, and you can like export in the PDF and image. I'm going to quickly on the benefit of the dashboard, but it's going to help users to make better decisions, to have more an integrated view of which instruments are utilized, and just like make a better planification. So now I'm going to move to the next phase is the API that we're building for the Ardia platform. So until now, I presented everything we connected, but it's Thermo Fisher centric. What we want is to open the platform to third-party software. So we want to create a set of API that the user can have access to the data. So we say we're going to move all of the data to a centralized location, but users are using a lot of different types of software, and we want them to be able to connect the other software. So in the case of the API, for a third-party software to connect, we'll have to be able to register the third-party application. We will be able to connect the user, so we need to have the identity service. You will be able to have a session management. When the user is going to select the object on the Ardia platform, you also want to have the navigation service. And then when they are going to select the data, you want to have the sequence service and the raw data service. So we did it for the first time with Skyline. And Skyline is a gold standard software for targeted peptide quantification. They have more than 21,000 users, and it's a Windows-based application. And so when we launched it, the connection with Skyline, it was in conjunction with the Stellar MS, which is one of the new mass spec that was launched last year at SMS. And this mass spec is really focused on quantitation. So if you think about it, you do your experiment, you do your discovery work, you can use Proteome Discover on the platform to do all of the list that you want to have. You can pass that list. Skyline can just grab it automatically and can just select the data from the Ardia platform. So the two windows at the bottom, it's just like how the user can register a Skyline to Ardia, and then how they can access Ardia. So Ardia in that case is going to be really used as data storage. The user wants to grab the data, process in Skyline, and they can move back the results. So this is how it looks like when you are in Skyline. So this is the view from the Skyline user, and you are in Skyline, and you can just log in within Skyline to Ardia. And this is how it's going to look like when you want to access the information. So really, this is like our first connection to a third-party software, but this is really on the roadmap for us. So we are building a platform that we want users just to have as many connections as possible. So we also understand that just to integrate through API, we have Skyline today, but our users are using a lot of different software. So we also built a tool that you can move the data in and out of the Ardia platform automatically. So you can think about it as a file watcher, and it's called the Ardia Platform Data Sync. So the way it works, you will be able to define from the Ardia platform, you have a local PC, you can register the tool to the Ardia platform, and at this point you will be connected. And then you can define which folder in the local PC you want to be connected to a folder in the Ardia, and in which way you want to move the data. Do you want to move the data from Ardia to the local PC, or from the local PC to Ardia? And when you define a folder, all of the subfolder will be there, and you can define how often you want to scan, and you can have up to 20 of them running, not at the same time, but just checking for all of them. So that was the last part of what is commercial today. So now we're going to move on what we're working on. It's probably more like where Mark will move in and let's say it will take the stage. But unfortunately, it's here, so I'm just going to keep going. So the fair data principle on the Ardia platform. So full disclosure, Mark is doing an evaluation of fair principle on the platform. So we know it's a journey, but we're doing our own evaluation. And we're building more and more features to fulfill the fair principle as the way we're moving in. So we will be able to search any data from anywhere on the platform. We should have shareable link. I show you shareable link, but they are only shareable when you are in the Data Explorer and you can share. If you are somewhere else, you don't have them today. We would like metadata link to major allotrope, major ontologies such allotrope. So today we are spending a lot of time to build the platform. And then now the next step will be to build those connections to different standards. And then we want to have also the import-export capabilities. So Mark spent a lot of time to build this data catalog. So when we're acquiring data, we are using some instrument, we're using some method to acquire the data. We're going to have raw files associated with those instruments, with those methods. We're going to have a processing software that we're going to use. Those processing software will use some methods, and then we'll get some results. And some of those results can be moved to a big data storage to have dashboards sitting on top of it. The data catalog is really to link all of the metadata and to create context around them. One of the goals of the Ardia platform is just to be able to look at the same data that you have on the Ardia platform from 3 different views. From the Data Explorer, the same way I just showed you, but we also would like you to be able to look at it from a data catalog view or from a knowledge graph view. It's the same data, but the way we're going to look at it and the question you are going to ask are going to be different. So this is a proof of concept. It's in development, but now from the same environment, we have the same question that now in the Data Explorer, but from the data catalog. So now you have a list of items that are returned. The major difference is now you can click on it and you have all of the metadata associated with that object. So this is really the power of the data catalog. Now that you have all of that, we should also be able to display them in a knowledge graph. And the goal here is to be able for the user to make complex queries and see the link between all of that information. So not the database itself, but in the context. And if we want to, those are all simulated information, but the goal will be like you're looking for an unknown. This is the M over this is the retention time. You are going to select 2 types of cohorts that were studied, and there's different matrices, and then you want to see where it's linked, where it was found, and you want, and the goal is really to go up to the raw file. So this is the whole like continuity that we want to go through it. So in conclusion, this is a new platform, and it's a solution for modern chromatography and mass spectrometry environment. Today, we are building a lot of connection. We're building the data catalog to make added value to all of the data sitting in the Ardia platform. And we're driving toward an ecosystem. Like I said, it's a journey, and that supports our users' needs. So we really want to listen to customers, and then we want to be grounded in fair data principle. Thank you.